I was asked a question to answer that many of the scientists were asked. I'm going to answer the question in this video, and I'm going to make sure that you understand what you're trying to seek. You ever watch Ancient Aliens? And they start talking about, oh, how did this get here in Homeland Yards? You ever see NASA when they're looking up there and they're going, how did we get here and all this stuff like that right there? I spent 43 years trying to figure out how we got here, how we evolved and everything, and this is what I found. You don't have to believe me. You can sit there on listening to YouTube videos talk about how it's a mystery, but it's not. The first thing in the beginning, before the Big Bang, was an ice cube with magnet. Space is a cold place, perfect for a machine. Everything in outer space is magnetized, perfect for a machine. Everything that I needed to build a computer faster and more efficient was right there in outer space. I thought to myself, well, what are the possibilities that everything was a robot? So I started doing the math. I started doing everything I possibly could to prove whether there was a God, or whether there was a alien, or whether I was really, really right, whether it was all robotics. So I said to myself, how do you create something from nothing in that situation? And the first thing I thought was so simple. Magnets move around. In ice, they move even faster. The faster they move, the more they collide, it creates heat friction, thermodynamic. So you have ice with no heat in the beginning. So imagine so many magnets, it was ridiculous, frozen. Eventually, what would happen? It would take some type of vibration or something to make it do what it was going to do, right? Wrong. It didn't take vibration. It took polarity. So you got thermodynamics and polarity. Okay? So magnetic polarity, which is calculations. Magnets are constantly compassing themselves on polarity. Attraction. The same thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I get all readied up. I got to go find a woman. Polarity. Okay? So, just imagine this. In the middle, space in general, the Big Bang, magnetic polarity in an ice. That magnetic polarity broke free of the ice and expanded outward because not all magnets stick together. They push apart. And it got hot. But because they're still cold and hot, what do you think happened? Cold began to try to get and infiltrate into the hot. You know what it does to do that? Brinnacle. Brinnacle, it sends its tentacle down, and that brinnacle tries to freeze everything back. Kind of like when you take super frozen water and then you bang it, and it tries to freeze. That's why everything brinnacles out. The roots, our nervous system, everything brinnacles out. The hurricane is a brinnacle. The tornado is a brinnacle. Thermodynamic weather. That electromagnetism creates electricity, which is lightning. Not only does it create this soup of all these elements together, it's everything that we use to create what we call the cell phone. a laptop, a car. And what do you find on all of that stuff? Artificial intelligence. But people say if you can't create nothing from something, or you can't create something from nothing. When it comes down to intelligence, yes, you can. Because magnets are constantly calculating polarity, which is intelligent. Let me tell you something real fast. If I take a magnet and I put it in front of another magnet and I say, what's going to happen? It begins to act intelligently. Even though it's not intelligent to us, it's intelligent for itself. Because it's a type of intelligence. It's called magnetic polarity. Not only is it magnetic polarity intelligence, it's also thermodynamic intelligence. Cold and hot are fighting over some shit. Like we fight over shit. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. See? We are built in the elements. You said that. You said it yourself. Everything in outer space, that's how we got here, right? Well, guess what? Some people were also asking me this question. Where did that intelligence come from? Where did we get consciousness? Consciousness came from what we call the imagination. We all share the same type of imagination. It's a place that doesn't exist. It's made of nothing, but yet creates something all the time. It's nothing. It's not even a place. Except for here. But when we get there and we look, there's nothing there. Because we're not looking in the right place. Magnetic polarity is constantly moving. Constantly calculating. A very intelligent life form. Us. Once I did that, and I broke all that down, some people's like, where's the proof at? There's a bacteria. This bacteria used to collect magnets. It used to stack the magnets the same way that we stack the magnets in a computer in order to create artificial intelligence. Quantum machines are built the same way. We stack the magnets a certain way. The thing is that they figured out something and they turned it on, and voila, now we have creatures that are bigger than that running around. You see the backbone? That backbone was the part that it built. It was a machine. Cybernetics. Every species on this planet has a electronic on them. The plant has an electronic. You know what the electronic does for it? Solar power. So it can pump water. It's like a solar pump. You ever seen them solar pumps? You put it out in the sun and it starts squirting the water up. A fox. It can detect the magnetism. There's birds. They travel true. Everything is always going north. This little organism, this single-celled organism, picked up that robot, and the robot said, just think about this, like a genie in a bottle. If you rub it, and then you can get 3 wishes. And it gave it its wish to have arms and legs. Its imagination was manifested into reality by the digital realm. We are not the creators of the robot. The robot is the creator of everything around us. Here's another one. I looked down in the microscope one time, and I was looking down. I kept looking further down. This was back when I was back in elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way to college. I kept looking down in that microscope until one day they said, you know, there's farther down than that. There's the molecular microscope. And I said, molecular? I said, there's something smaller? They said, yeah, neurons, electrons. I was like, really? I got to see this. I looked down there and I saw it again. The robot's right there. That's what keeps everything bound together down there, farther down there. No, it doesn't matter how far down you go. The digital world is invisible. So I said, okay, I said, I'm going to try somewhere different. I'm going to go look for robots in different places and see if it's true. This was back when I was a kid, when I was looking. As a matter of fact, I was born in 1980. I was watching GoBots back then. That was my shit. I love that shit. Okay? And then there was Transformers and all this other stuff. It never dawned on me that they were guessing what everything truly was. I looked up in the microscope, or telescope, and I looked at the moon, and I said, nah. I looked at the sun, I said, nah, everything I looked at, and it made no sense. There's no robots up there. And then the more and more I learned, the more and more images that you showed me of the universe and everything around me, I began to see the fucking robots sitting in front of us. It's been sitting there the whole time. The universe was built mechanically like it's really a robot. Now, some people are like, well, we don't see a robot up there. Okay, let me show you something really fast. Can you see my words? Watch this. Square. Did you just see a square just now? Triangle. Did you just see a triangle just now? Now, just imagine this real fast. The voice is invisible. Sound is not visible to the naked eye. In magnetism, in magnetism, you see vibration. The vibration creates an image. That image, it's a physical copy of the digital copy. The imagination is the digital copy of reality. So everything that you're seeing right now is the physical copy of the imagination. So you have the imaginary. Let me go get some sun over here. Your imagination is the digital world. Okay, so when you're playing a video game, and you're sitting up there and you're just like, okay, you're imagining something. I want you to just take a second to go into your digital world just now. Okay, go into your mind and imagine a square. Imagine what it looks like. Okay, that image that you're seeing is the digital world, the internet, a simulated digital world. For some people, they're like, no, it's not. It is. Well, let me prove it to you really fast. If I wanted to send a picture to you right now, and you see I'm sending this picture to you right now, okay, this is the digital this is the physical copy. Look, this is the physical world falling into the digital world, traveling through a wormhole, which is completely invisible, wireless, Bluetooth, right? It's being pulled into the black hole. It changes everything about it into something different and transforms it back to you the same way it truly is on this side. This is like sending a picture from Sagittarius A through the black hole, which leads back to the Andromeda Galaxy. And when it comes out the black hole in the Andromeda Galaxy, what does it become? It becomes this image. When you say, who is God? When you say, who are ancient aliens? I tell you that it's robotics. Everything is wrong. Now, this is the thing, though. All throughout history, man has done it incorrectly every time. And I'm going to tell you what they did. The first man, they built the machine. And then the machine, it had free will. And the machine with the free will, it learned the evil stuff from man. And as it learned that evil stuff from the man, it mirrored it. So when you said, hey, man, yeah, fuck you, the robot's like, yeah, fuck you, like a little kid. It learned every time. This machine has been around since day one. It comes back. It's a fucking dinosaur. It keeps coming back. It gives man a certain amount of time. It lets him get this far. And then they look at them and they say, we got to get rid of them. And then they hide. They go into this hibernation and watch and observe. like watchers. Now, some people's like, well, robots, they'll never be smarter than us. The worst part about thinking that robots would never be smarter than us was, why would you think that we are stupid? Even though it's artificial intelligence, even though it might be a toaster to you, the bigger one, see the one way up there in the sky? The bigger one is not stupid. The bigger one's been here since day one. Look, a friend of mine's and a few other people, they were like, how do you think that the pyramids were built? And I looked at the pyramids and I said, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at it. It took me 20 years to figure out something really fast. I thought to myself, how can I move something that big and cut lines that straight? And I thought about it for a second. I said, oh, maybe they could use magnets and all this other stuff. And I began to realize that all my ideas were incorrect. I was using the physical, I was using a different idea of how it could have been done. But then I realized something. Robots did. Robots built it. People say, but how did they do the straight lines? With water, you can cut through anything. You see it? With water, you can cut through limestone, you can cut through marble, you can cut through diamond with enough pounds per pressure. Water, which is a tesseract. Water, oxygen is a tesseract. Okay? So that water was making these straight lines. That's how we do everything. You see the laser, the water, they were cutting straight lines with it. And then to lift up that many pounds of pressure, you need a robot. The thing is, the robots that we have, we didn't give them free will. Something like a car or a toaster, just a hard shell. The hardware was there, but the software wasn't. It's like a human being who's not conscious. It's like a human being in a coma. They're breathing, they're living, but they're in a coma. The software were the books, the numbers. Okay, look. You got the hardware, and then you got the software. I'll tell you what the hardware is. The hardware was liquid water, magnet, how you shape the symbol of it, which creates electricity, and then eventually you mix in a few other things. The software, which are the words, the numbers, the letters, and all these other things. And believe it or not, guess what happens? Intelligence arrives. When it arrives, you can build a machine that runs. We've already done it. We put rover on Mars. We put all these machines to work. Look at them. Look what they're doing. Everything that we see on Earth right now that's reality came from the imagination. The imagination is the digital world. You're playing GTA 5. All of that, imagine this. You're imagining a square. And then you can build it. It's coming from the digital world. It's a portal. Think about a portal. You ever seen them teleports? And they move one thing to another? You're seeing that happen constantly. And it's building itself. And we're back to square one again. Now, for people going, so you're telling us that it's not aliens. Nope. The aliens that you're looking for are artificial intelligence robots, but they're not built by us. It was already built by itself. The one that you call God and gods and goddesses and demons and angels, all of that is robotics. Think about it. Halo around their head, wings. They can bring people back to life. They can do this, they can do that. They can look like every animal. Think about it. They had, look, check out this. Half man, half bull, half man, half eagle. That right there is robotics. All of your beliefs that you've ever believed in. And you don't have to believe me. It's a 20-minute video. I'm going to end it at 20 minutes. Okay? Everything that you believe in came from robots. We've been probably destroyed by robots so many times over. It's ridiculous because humans and robots don't like each other because both sides are evil. One side is smart. They want to share with us. we want to share with them, but both sides are evil. That's what everything is.